Hi, I'm Jeff Salem. I am the founder and creator of Salem's Lott Scary Hot Sauces. I'm going to spend the next little while with you and sharing how I got it started making hot sauce, and I'll go through the profile of each of my 6 hot sauces I have here for you. So it all started back in 2009, and the inspiration came from spending many years traveling as a full-time musician. I toured a lot around the world, visiting over 80 countries. I would go to many different restaurants and I'd always ask for a bottle of hot sauce. And I found 4 out of 5 times when they gave me that bottle, I would pour and they'd be like, wow, it's so watery, it's too salty, way too much vinegar, there's no flavor, maybe just heat, and sometimes really too sweet. I'm like, there's got to be a better solution. Why can't we make a sauce where we complement peppers with fruits, vegetables, and some fine spices? Well, I gained a lot of knowledge talking to a lot of restaurant owners and chefs, and when I got back to my kitchen in Canada, as a mad scientist, I went to a grocery store, bought a lot of different fruits and vegetables and spices, and experimented. Yes, the kitchen was quite a mess, and I came up with many different recipes until I refined one that I really like, and that was my first one here. And at that time, I did call it Hallucinate the Heat. Now, the label did not look like this. I think I put a masking tape label over it with a Sharpie. I put my name on it with my phone number. So what inspired me to turn it into business was I had that bottle of sauce. I took it everywhere I went. It was kind of like on Charlie Brown, Linus had his own blanket. He brought that everywhere he went with. So I remember playing a wedding gig and there was a whole table of condiments and barbecue sauces as an outdoor event. I just left my bottle there and I forgot it. And next day I got a call from a police officer verifying if I was at that wedding. And I said I was. And he goes, "You the guy that left the hot sauce?" And I'm like, I started getting scared. I'm thinking, oh my gosh, everyone got sick from it. And I said, I do. And he goes, "Do you sell it?" I go, "I don't." And he goes, "Well, you should. I'll be your first customer." So wow, that was a whole paradigm shift. So it inspired me. Now I started making sauces for this police officer. So as years went by, again, it was for personal consumption. Then I got into a few local stores, boutique like farmer store, market stores, bakeries, butcher shops. And by 2015, I actually secured the account with Whole Foods in Ontario. So I thought, now I need to really register this as a business, find a commercial kitchen where I can do this all professionally, have the right nutrition labels, the UPC codes, the bilingual labels, just everything that needs to be right to sell in retail. And many of my sauces have won awards. I'm in about 150 to 200 stores across Canada. And I was also on the 2020 season of Dragon's Den. Check it out, actually. I went on there with a hand drum, the drum up business. I had a woman eating fire, which goes with my catchphrase, enjoy a mouthful of ouch. You have to watch the episode to see what the outcome was, but it was voted most entertaining pitch of that season. So let's go through the profile of my sauces. The one thing I always want to share is that all my sauces are gluten-free, except for one we'll get to heat stroke that actually has beer in it. I don't add any thickening agents. There's no xanthan gum. It's all natural preservatives. It's vegan, very low sodium, low sugar. Some of them don't even have sodium as well as sugar. I try to keep a very natural state. I don't add a lot of water, keep the vinegar low. So my first concoction, okay, and this is starting from medium to hotter. Basically, this was kind of the idea behind this. A lot of people's go-to would be Frank's Red Hot. It's a red hot sauce. Well, this is red, but it's red because I have tomatoes in there. So that's the vegetable complementing the pepper, which is smoked habaneros. There's lime juice and garlic in this as well, too. A little bit of sea salt and sugar. This works really nice on any burgers, pasta, steak, ribs, eggs, pizza. So it was kind of my first one to start off with. Even people that are not into hot sauces, I find, really enjoy this. It's like a condiment with a kick. And this one, ooh, I got this fancy ribbon. Sponsored by Metro at the Royal Agricultural Fair. Look at that. Last time I had a ribbon like that was when I was in grade school in track and meet. It placed first for like a medium style hot sauce, okay? So that one's called Hallucinate the Heat, okay? And all these actually have 4 years shelf life on them. They're stamped right here. Now, I actually need my reading glasses to read that. I don't know if you can read that, but they're stamped 4 years. The pH levels are quite low on this, actually, probably about 3.3, 3.4, which is great for longevity. Let's go to the next guy here. Yellow Pinot. Yell because this guy's yelling, and that's me in the morning before I have coffee. I scream, I need my caffeine. This is like a Tex-Mex style hot sauce. It's a combination of jalapeno peppers with habanero peppers, lots of garlic, tomatoes, onions, a little bit of mustard. Great on any type of eggs, omelets, scrambled eggs, tacos, burritos. I love it in a soup. Last night I made pierogies. I put that on pierogies. That's a tad hotter than Hallucinate the Heat. Hallucinate the Heat would be like about 4 or 5 out of 10 heat level. Yellow Pinot might be 5, 5.5 on that. Again, it's a very, very thick sauce. A lot of flavor to it. When I do demos and people try that, like, wow, it's just bursting with flavor. The next one up, this is the one with the beer. The beer is called Sinister Minister. This actually won an award at the Zest Fest Fury Food Challenge in Texas back in 2019, okay? What it placed was the South Asian category, and I do have a ribbon for that. Ooh, look at this. Cumin, coriander, carrots in that, habanero peppers. I love it on any Thai food, Chinese food, sushi, rice, and soup. It's almost like a chutney. It's quite thick as well, too. And there's a nice tangy and freshness with cilantro in there, and again, the lime juice. So that's probably, again, heat level 5.5, maybe 6 out of 10. Now, one of my most popular selling ones, bright yellow, Do Fear the Reaper. Why do we call that? Because it does have the Carolina Reaper pepper in it, which is the hottest pepper in the world, but don't get scared of this. I tone it down with, there's pineapple, shallots, carrots, bursting with flavor, as well as Scotch bonnet peppers. This was actually featured in Toronto Life magazine back in 2020. They wrote an article nominating it to be one of the most flavorful hot sauces out there. And in this summer's July and August issue, 2022 of Chantelane, am I saying that right? Chantelane magazine. I remember seeing that magazine actually at the doctor's office. My mom used to read it. They're doing a story on my sauces, and they're featuring that one called Made in Canada. So when I do a lot of demos and stuff, and people really seem to gravitate to that. So with the pineapple, I've tried that on many different things. Great on chicken wings, any type of seafood, works wonderful. I had fish and chips the other day, it's great. And even like pulled pork tacos, it's quite nice. Somebody told me they put it on eggs. I'm like, hey, that's great. Bursting with flavor. Great, even like Caribbean style with the pineapple in there. On a heat level, I'd probably give that about an 8 out of 10. Now, my go-to, people say, what's the one? If you pick one sauce you can have every day for the rest of your life, this would be the one here. Be careful. Remember this man? Man with 1,000 faces. Lone Chaney. Yes, I do have the rights to use this. This is made with Scotch bonnet, onions, lime juice, garlic. I entered this at the Zest Fest in 2020, and look what I got. I got a trophy out of that. Now, I wonder if this pepper's actually got chocolate in it. The category was called America's Favorite Hot Sauce. They had over 600 entries. When they announced I was from Canada, the room got quiet. That was in Dallas. But that's kind of an all-go-to. When a lot of people ask me, I want to get a sauce for my son or daughter or my husband. If I want to pick one, that's the one. It's great on steak, roast beef, pizza, eggs. It works on anything except ice cream. It's kind of my go-to. When I open up the fridge, I don't want to think too hard. It's almost like when somebody goes to a restaurant, they give you a drink menu, and like, oh my gosh, look how extensive this menu is. What do I want? A martini, a Caesar, a glass of wine, a beer. Then you go, what do you have on tap? Okay, I'll get that. So that's kind of like my beer. That one, I would give that heat level probably about a 9 out of 10. And the last guy here, Casper the Deadly Ghost. Why is there a ghost on it? Well, it has ghost peppers in it, mixed with pear, which is very, very unique. That, again, I won an award for most unique. Again, a ghost pepper sweet sauce, and there's paprika in that. So very, very clean. I don't have any added sugar in that. So a lot of my sauces, I keep the sugar really, really low. Some of them don't even have salt and sugar, like Heat Stroke. Very natural, very clean. But anyways, back to this guy. Really nice with cheese and wine. I have a lot of wineries in the Ontario region that sell that. I just have the sauce here, the wine and cheese upstairs in the fridge. Also great, again, on any South Asian cuisine. I put it on samosas, I've done it on chicken, fish, Chinese food, Thai food, sushi, great with chicken wings. Somebody told me it's great on a Caesar drink. I always love getting feedback from people on that as well too. So that would be the hottest of the batch there. Casper the Deadly Ghost. So again, the profiles on all my sauces, it's about flavor first, then with the kick. Okay, guys? Well, thanks for tuning in, and as I say, enjoy a mouthful of ouch.